this is Sophie Heller, and this is an ACT geometry question. So it's called a geometry question, but it's really more about drawing things out, and sometimes the SAT will require you to visualize things like this. A little bit easier said than done, but let's draw it out together. So they're telling us that we have these three different types of cardboard. We have the little square, we have this upside down cross thing, and we have this Tetris thing. And we want to see what combinations we can put them in to make the figures below. And they're telling us all this stuff about the length 1 and length 2, but honestly, we don't really care about that because we can just really easily figure this out visually. So we want to find which figure could be made without overlapping different pieces of cardboard. So we can line them up next to each other, but we can't overlap. So with these kind of problems, since they have Roman numerals, I like to just go down the choices that we have here and see what makes sense. So we know based on our choices, it's probably only going to be one of them, unless it's 1 and 2. So why don't we just try to weed out some of them? So if we look at number 3, so yeah, we have this jut out thing. So this could be our little square right here. So we could do that. But then that's a little problematic because we have our cross here. And then we have no room for Tetris guy. So that's probably not going to work. And yeah, you could probably put the cross this way and put Tetris here. But then it's going to be it's not going to be exactly right. It's going to jut out if you put the little square. So we know 3 is not going to work. So let's get rid of 3. So that only helps us weed out a couple, but we can keep going. So let's look now at 1 and 2 because then we'll know if it's 1 and 2 only or not, or we can weed out 2 choices basically. So let's see. Okay, so I see something here that I could put the Tetris in, and I see the square, but no room for the upside down cross. So this is probably not going to work because no matter where you put it, like if you put the cross here, you have no room for this part. So that's not going to be good. So let's cross out. So we know it can't be 1 and 2, and we know that it also can't be 2 only. So we're left with 1 or none of them. So let's look at 1. So we see this thing here, and while you might be tempted to put the little square here, what if we put the cross here? Because we see that we have that formation already. So we have that, we can put the Tetris, and look, just a little square left. So 1 is going to work. So we're going to go with answer choice B.